first we got to talk about somebody who has transformed into what we always thought he could be.
Yeah, it's we don't often have like current new metal news on the show, but this feels sort of apropos because last episode, did I say this is episode 45? I probably did, but in case I forgot, it's episode 45, and episode 44 we covered Disturbed's second album, Believe. And yeah, Brian, I think maybe if you were only sort of tangentially familiar with Disturbed, as in, you know, maybe you only think of them as a, you know, a band that like, you know, about from our show, you don't really listen to their music. You may have already thought this about David Draiman, but David Draiman has, as you say, Brian, finally reached his final form as a divorced guy.
Yeah. And also, you would have thought he was already divorced. He wrote...
That's what I mean, yeah.
He wrote what I fucking believe to be the most divorced song ever made. And he didn't write it. It's the cover of Sounds of Silence. That's the most divorced song ever made in the history of fucking music. So it's like, you can only really think of divorce when you listen to that song. It's actually kind of scary for a long-time married guy like me. When you hear it, you're like, oh, fuck, what if I get divorced and then I end up liking this song? You know, you fucking sit in a parking lot, you listen to My Way by Limp Bizkit, and then to bring yourself down, you listen to fucking this song, that song, and then you go into work and you act like everything's okay, but you're always mad all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there is something a little extra about a particularly constructed cover that makes it more divorced. Like, as soon as you said that was the most divorced song in history, for some reason, the other song that popped into my mind was Behind Blue Eyes by Limp Bizkit. That also has massive divorced man energy.
Yeah, the divorce guy, the divorce court parking lot playlist has so many of these, like, really great, like, you know, Seether probably wrote a million divorce songs. You know,
their first single is Fine Again, right? Like the whole,
Yeah.
the big single, not first, but like the big single that busted them was literally a song that was like, I'm gonna be fine again, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and it is like there was a trend on TikTok that I remember vaguely. Maybe this never happened. Maybe somebody just posted like 2 or 3 videos of this and it wasn't a huge trend, but that people were finding videos of like guys signing their divorce papers and then throwing their ring in the trash, their
Sure.
wedding ring in the trash, playing like one of these songs.
right.
And that gave me the idea to make the playlist, was this idea of like, these guys are listening to these like heavy metal songs that are also kind of like not emotional in an emo way. I don't think these songs are about breaking up with a girlfriend and the girlfriend like being a bitch or something like that. It is like a type of music where it is a guy singing about his feelings, but he is terrified for people to think that he's singing about his feelings. It's like, because
Right.
that would be kind of the worst thing in the world for people to think to David Draiman, a guy who probably spent a lot of the 2000s talking shit about emo, whatever that kind of was, you know?
Definitely. It's not real music. All of that Fall Out Boy stuff, that's not real. They're not in the trenches with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is like, it's so clear that the Sound of Silence has resonated with a bunch of people who like would tell you I'm an asshole. They would say I'm an asshole. And it's not it's a way of explaining actually why they're not an asshole. You know what I mean? Like the people that wear the shirts that say like, I'm an asshole, you know, I'm sarcastic
I'm an
and shit.
asshole. Leo, 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 Leo. I think I know all the words to that song.
I do too. I drive very slow in the ultra fast
lane while people behind me are going insane. Yeah,
I might not
it starts
know the whole
somewhere
rant.
down in the cockles of the heart, maybe in the subcockle area, maybe in the liver, maybe in the
not know
kidneys, maybe even in the colon. We don't know.
Yeah, I might not know the rant. The thing where he's like, I like to drive a fucking car.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I could do it if the song was playing, I think, where he's like, I'm going to get myself a 1967 Chevy Cadillac, all whale leather or all cow leather interior with big brown baby seal eyes for headlights. Yeah. Yes. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drive that thing, getting a 1 mile per gallon down the freeway, sucking down McDonald's quarter pounder cheeseburgers and tossing the old fashioned non-biodegradable styrofoam containers right out the side. And there ain't a goddamn thing anybody can do about it. You know why? 2 words, because we've got the bomb. That's why. 2 words, nuclear fucking weapons. Okay. John Wayne's not dead. He's frozen. And when,
and when they thaw out the Duke,
yeah, he's going to be pretty pissed off. You know how pissed off he's going to be? You ever taken a cold shower? We'll multiply that by 50 million times. That's how pissed off the Duke's going to be. And we're going to get the Duke and John Cassavetes and Lee Marvin and Sam Peckinpah.
That's a very divorced song.
That is a huge divorced song.
That's like a divorce song when you're in a good mood.
When you're in a good mood, yes. When you're like, you know what? I'm finally getting over this. You're like driving your car and you're like, you know what? I am finally free of my whore wife. You're driving down. I'm not saying that. That's the character I made up said that, by the way, before you get mad at me. But that's how they're driving down. Yes, I finally got rid of. They play Life in the Fast Lane, and then they play Asshole in the car.
And it is like an attitude of. And this was me in most of the 2000s. This is something I had to get over. Probably would have happened in, I would have to say 2010 or so, when I realized I wasn't just a guy that is an asshole, and that's very funny. That's like what's charming about me, right?
Right.
I was just an asshole, and people didn't want to be around me.
I think most people who are assholes imagine that they're the charming asshole type.
Yeah, and I think that's the vibe of a lot of the David Draiman type divorce songs, is that like I'm me, I'm sarcastic, I'm a son of a bitch. But you know what? If I love you, I'll protect you. And he was probably a fucking asshole to his wife constantly without ever actually kind of saying it, So I just found it so funny that like he's divorced now and everybody's like, this is gonna be the worst music in the world. Like he's gonna make the worst music in the world. I am so fucking excited to hear the music he makes. If he does a solo album, I'm so amped to hear.
That would be even better, wouldn't it? That he's like, I gotta do like an acoustic solo record. Doesn't his other band's called like D-Vice, right? He should make a band called Divorce. It's like D-I:"Vorce. I would love something like that, or like there's a slash in there or something, or I don't know, but man, it'd be so good. I think, I there's been so much good stuff to come out of it. I mean, it immediately, especially because we just covered them, flashed me back to those articles where he was talking about how he was doing this sort of like pre-Drake, like, oh, all these groupies want me and I'm fucking all these groupies, but it sucks, Yeah. It's like a shitty life. I just want to have a wife and I'm like a hopeless romantic and it's ruining me to have sex with a different woman every night.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like, where is it at? There's a part of the article where it's like, our guitarist was writing a divorce song, and I just kind of was like, yeah, I know how you feel. We are both divorced. He's selling his house. That's why he let everybody know.
Didn't he first mention that he was selling his house in a tweet?
Fuck yeah, man. Oh, here it is. Draiman touched upon his divorce again later in the interview when the conversation turned to the Disturbed song Don't Tell Me, which appears on the band's latest album, Divisive, with Hart's Ann Wilson. The track was inspired by Disturbed guitarist Dan Donegan's own recent divorce. Mine hadn't been finalized yet when the song was written, David revealed. And to be honest, when I wrote the song, I didn't realize how prophetic it was going to be. I kind of hate that shit, he laughs. it ended up becoming not just about Dan's divorce. Unfortunately, it wasn't exactly the same situation, but I definitely have added reverence for the song. And it has added meaning and power to me, especially now, which is like, hey, we were already working on a divorce song. And I did the lyrics for the divorce song. I think this is the most powerful divorce song ever written, which Disturbed is in the process now, I think, of writing a divorce album, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. And that's exciting. That is, I want him to do a solo album in the style of Sounds of Silence. I would really like that. Something to that effect. Like, I feel like that's what he should do,
I would, I welcome it all. I think if you have 2 of the 4 members of Disturbed coming off of divorces, that's already, you're in a great, because I think what's exciting to me about it is that David Draiman, and he's shown this in the past, like his divorce songs, like there will be, like, I think when you think of divorce songs, you think of like Sad Sack Lonely Man, that
it's
Behind
angry.
Blue Eyes, no one knows what it's like. Like, I think people think of that more often than they think of like angry divorce songs, I think. And I think David Draiman is going to go hard. Like, he is going to be like, there could be a straight up a song where he's just like, fuck you, Mary, you fucking bitch, fuck you. Like, he's just gonna pop off, like just directly pop off right on her, and he's not gonna care, and it's gonna be extremely funny. Well, I guess he won't be popping off on her anymore, but
no, there's no more, but he is going, there's no way that he doesn't see this as her fault.
Oh no,
I think he would say like, yeah, we both had fault in it and stuff like that, but there's no way that he's going to write a song like that. You know what I mean? Where he's like, I did a lot of wrong things, Yeah. He should do a country album.
Oh my God. Go full Aaron Lewis.
Yeah, he should go Aaron Lewis, and they should go on tour
together. Yes. Yeah. Him and Aaron Lewis playing Sheds together would be so funny to me.
And what's his name? Sully. They could do a spoken word tour. Now that's the fucking dream right there. I would travel anywhere in the country to see Aaron Lewis, Sully from Godsmack, and David Draiman do a spoken word tour. It would be the best day of my life. At the thing, maybe a Q&A so I can ask them questions. It's going to be great. That's the dream. Spoken word. Yeah. I don't know how I could not go to a David Draiman spoken word thing. I'd be there live. I'd have to be there live. Now I have a passport. If it was in fucking London, I would go to fucking London to see that. And I'm not even going to London to see AEW. So,
so that's a serious commitment.
I actually wish I was going to London. I did look up flights and stuff like that, and chickened out. Decided to go to Toronto instead. But
that's fair. Toronto's nice.
It's so funny that he's divorced because, I would have thought he already was.
100%.
Yeah.
Pardon me. I think we all did. I think we all thought that, and also. What I'm curious about, Bri, and I think this will be the first sign of true divorce David Draiman, does he bring the tusks back? I think he brings them back.
I don't, because he did that. He did say like he's too old to do the tusks, but I do think he does make some sort of thing out of it. Like something new will happen. I don't think it's the tusks. It could be, but I just think something new is going to happen. He's going to, because, okay, let me add a wrinkle to this. I am fully convinced that when he did a post about Duckface the other night.
Yes.
I'm fully convinced that dude was fucking on Tinder.
Yes.
Like scrolling through. So he's already, it's going to get messy as hell. And, I've seen that happen in the past to other people. So, we'll see. I'm excited. I'm excited for this new journey I'm going to take with Mr. David Draiman.
I loved the duck face tweet. I mean, it was just incredible.
I told her, I you know how I am. I always try to encourage him. I do the same thing with Tony Khan a lot of times, where like I just am like he will get in a frenzy of posting. You just have to like let him know, everybody thinks they're a critic. That's what I told him. Everybody thinks they're a critic. They don't know what it takes to be funny. And I feel like it encourages him, but I also know he name searches, so he might have blocked me by now for the divorce tweet.
Dude, he just today, 5 hours ago, he posted a selfie, and he the caption is, "For those who say they never get to see me smile," but he's not actually smiling. He's kind of just going like,
"Who's his friend?" I wonder.
It's like a pursed lips, but that's definitely a like, "Hey, ladies, what's up? I'm out here. Let me get going,"
He's probably fucking so much. It's crazy.
Oh my God, look at this. And then he's posted another picture of some metal women. I don't know if they're in a band or something. Just says, "This is such a cool pic. I'm proud to call these amazing women my friends and colleagues. We need more of this. All you young women out there, don't be afraid to rock. You deserve to become the goddesses these women have."
He's so horny. The guy is.
He's horny as shit. Yeah, these are
all Theory of a Dead Man, so that's good. That's a good. Isn't Theory of the Dead Man is the other? Oh, and Insanely Divorced.
Big time.
I think it is.
Oh yeah. Edmonton show update. Wow, Disturbed is playing arenas still. That's crazy to me.
They still sell. Well, actually, I just saw their album sales for the recent album, and they're not that perfect.
Anyone want to buy a beautiful house in Pinecrest, Florida?
Oh my God,
no, my account didn't get hacked. It's me. It's mine.
Yeah, I'm looking. I have to find if
$5.5 million home. Wow. Prime location, one of the most sought after neighborhoods in Miami. 7 bedrooms, 6.5 bathrooms, 9,700 total square feet, 25,000 square foot lot, offered at $5.5 million. Damn.
Is Theory of a Dead Man the I'm so sick of the homeless people guys?
People, yeah.
Oh yeah, they're perfect. That's another. They sing so many songs about women too. The bitch came back the very next day. I played that on Buttfest on my Patreon. So this is a perfect couple of bands to tour.
This is really good because I'm hoping that this is in relation to something that he said on stage. So Disturbed posted some pictures from their show in Quebec City, and then David Draiman retweeted it. And then Habs fan 1978 wrote, "I was introduced to you by a friend, saw you perform in Montreal, and you were fire emoji. Music has no boundaries. I'm a brown guy, and I saw so many different races and colors in the crowd. Magical. Your voice is amazing. You would kill Ain't No Sunshine by Bill Withers."
Lord, please do it. Please. I don't know what.
Makes me think that David Draiman, either they did it, like maybe he played like 10 seconds of it, but man, David Draiman singing like, "Ain't no sunshine when she is gone."
Yeah, well, that's the hope, right? Like, is that like he has to be thinking like, what is my next,
dude?
What is my next like big hit? I need a big hit, and doing the thing where you're like, yeah, we just do a cover. That was what launched us back into the mainstream was that cover. So it is very funny that he could be working on something like this. And Ain't No Sunshine is like a perfect song.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Especially like if they make it kind of like Rocky. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. This is the tweet right here. April 30th. Ladies, ... please, ... stop doing the duck face in pictures. No one really digs it. It looks awkward as all hell. It's not attractive. Stop it. Line break, please. LOL.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is like guy scrolling through Tinder.
Really good.
Is what that is. So yeah. So that is what he's up to. Man, his Draiman's Twitter is as good as it's ever been.
It's so good. I love this one too. Mitch LaFawn tweets, "Hey, at David M. Draiman, I'm curious. From your era of rock, who do you think deserves to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Papa Roach, Nickelback, Shinedown, Disturbed, Other? And then someone replied, musical excellence is the essential qualification for induction. I don't know if the meat and potatoes derivative arena rock made by these bands are up to it. Then David Draiman gives him the middle finger emoji. And then 10 minutes later goes back in, shaking my head. There always has to be some elitist prick who has no idea how to even write a song that decides to sit in judgment over guys who have done it successfully for 20 plus years. And then he retweeted himself replying that to the guy so that his followers would go after the guy.
I love it. I love it. And also we are recording this on the divorced man's favorite holiday, and that is Rock and Roll Hall of Fame announcements.
That
inductions.
Is
true. That is the boomers' big day. You know, they get mad. We got some pretty good inductions here. And the truth is, all those bands are going to be in. That's the thing that people don't understand about this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Everybody gets in.
It has nothing to do with musical quality. That was a very funny reply.
No, it doesn't. It's the same thing that I describe with guys a lot of time. Is like, this is my permanent show now, so I'm not in a fucking hurry to get all the most obvious ones out of the way. Same thing with this show. It's like, we were always very conscious. Like, well, I mean, we can't just do the first 5 Korn albums in a row. We had to spread Korn out through the whole thing. But people had always expected us to hit these big albums from day one. And it's like, we can't do that. We have to do this. I mean, in theory, we have to do this forever. So
yeah, exactly.
And that's what I say about guys to people. I was like, guys is my job, dude.
Yeah.
And I can't just be like, wrestling guys, we're going to do that right now. It's like, no, that could come 2 years from now. It's one I know I can do. And people are just so anxious to kind of hear what they want to hear. So they always tell you they want you to knock things out really fast. I don't even know why I brought that up. Now I feel like an idiot.
I was trying to figure out what the connective thread to that was while you were talking.
I don't remember now. I fucking was talking and then I lost it. I got so much going on and I got so much work to do. And
it's
I have to
fine,
look at
brother.
Sales guys for the next 24 hours. I'm really sorry.
You're good, brother. It's all good, baby. This is very funny, though. Right before we get to Rage, can I please tell you, when I was looking at David Draiman's Twitter, Corey Taylor popped up in the suggested follows. Can I please tell you what Corey Taylor, his display name is right now?
What is it?
Fuck your check mark.
Yeah, he's woke.
Wow.
Corey Taylor's the woke one, actually. David Draiman not woke at all.
No. He's like, they're doing 2 shows in Israel. Half of his tweets are just retweets of, like, I just started following him because his tweets are so good right now. But then I'm going to have to deal with all this, like, pro-Israel stuff in my timeline, which is going to be very weird.
It's annoying when you're looking at it, but it is worth it to get, like, really funny selfies and stuff. And it's kind of a good
He takes a lot of selfies.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
You know what the connection was now? I remember the connection. It is that, like, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame can't put everybody in.
Oh, I see.
Right
At
away.
once. They got it right. Yes.
Yeah. They have to. It's a fucking fake thing.
Right, yeah. The first year,
art.
they couldn't be like, okay, it's the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Metallica, Elvis, the Eagles. They all get in it. That's all the same year. They're all in.
That's the big thing at wrestling, right? Is the WWE Hall of Fame. Is like, people are like, I can't believe this guy's not in there. I was like, he's getting in. Unless he's Chris Benoit, he's getting in. It's just going to happen on their own fucking time. We know that everybody basically that's wrestled for the company for any amount of time is going to get in.
Yeah.
And like the Rock and Roll Hall of people melting down and freaking out because Bad Company isn't in a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Who fucking cares? They're going to get in. There's going to be a time where they're like, let's put Bad Company in a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Secondly, you can like Bad Company with them not being in a Rock and Roll Hall. It's very easy to enjoy music that's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh,
And
yeah.
people melt down about it every time, like they don't know what it is. And they'll always say it's a cash grab. Like, this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's a freaking cash grab. It's like everything is a cash grab.
Everything is
on TV.
Everything is a cash grab.